everyone, and welcome to Wavelength. My name is Waveney. I'm your career coach, and every week I bring you tips and strategies that are geared towards connecting, inspiring, and influencing you to be the best in your career. And so, this month of August, I theme my months. This month, we'll be speaking about career entanglements. Career entanglements are those situations that you can get yourself into that, if not managed correctly, can cost you your reputation and, more seriously, can cost you your job. Okay? And so, to kick off this month, I figure I will speak about how your career can get entangled if you're dating or romantically involved with somebody at work. I know, blame it on the whole Will and Jada drama. All right, blame it on that. But before I dive into it, I want to encourage you to hit the subscribe button, hit the like button, make sure you're following me, and hit the notification bell so that you are aware of when I release content. And so, if you are loving this vibe and you want to work more closely with me, go to my Instagram, go to my Facebook page, and there's a book now button. You can just hit that and you can get the ball rolling, or you can send me a WhatsApp at 869-663-3356. All right, are you ready to get on the same wavelength? Great. And so, career entanglements at work. So we're humans, and we spend a lot of time at work. And during the course of our work life, we are going to meet people that we respect, that we admire, and sometimes that we are attracted to. So it is normal. It is normal. But getting into choosing choosing to get involved with somebody romantically at work is a big risk. It is a big risk. Getting involved is a risk anyway, but choosing to get involved with a coworker, whether it's a senior leader or it's a peer, it's a big risk. And so, are you ready to know what these entanglements are? So, the first, and if you see me looking down, I'm looking at my notes. So, the first type of entanglement that can come from getting involved with somebody at work is an emotional entanglement, emotional drama. And what do I mean by this? There are some persons that are just not emotionally ready to be in a relationship. They are emotionally handicapped and they are emotionally immature. They are jealous, they are spiteful, they are petty. And so, if you choose to get involved with somebody romantically at work, chances are you may be involved with somebody like that. The only way to know if somebody is emotionally ready, it takes time. And unfortunately, a lot of the times people don't take the time to be in a relationship. Okay? And so, how does this show up? So, jealousy. They may see you going to lunch with your co-workers. Okay, this may be somebody that you've gone to lunch with all your, since you've been in that area, department, whatever, discipline, and all of a sudden they're now jealous. What are you talking about? What are you whispering? Why were you laughing so hard? All those things you're going to have to deal with. They may be petty and spiteful. So something happens, they're not pleased with it, and they bring it on the job, right? They try to hurt you there. Maybe they withhold information from you. Your deadline is late. There are things that can happen because persons are not emotionally equipped to be in a relationship. The other thing that can happen as well is the attitude. Partners do talk. And if you may share something with them, maybe your boss has done something that you're not pleased about, or another coworker, and this person just takes it upon themselves and they have a real big stink attitude when they go to work towards that person. And it's even more worse if that person probably supervises them. this is a whole level of disaster, and I could go on and on and on and give you different scenarios, but I think you get the picture. So you can get entangled in emotional drama. So the second way you can get not emotional, the second way you can get entangled in this is a sexual harassment suit. And yeah, and this one is pretty serious. It should have even been number one, tip number one. But if that person chooses, maybe you decide that, maybe you started talking, for example, you guys started speaking, maybe you went out for 1, 2 drinks, and you decide, you know what, I don't want to get involved with this person for whatever reason, and you end it. You decide to end it. Maybe nothing has happened, you know, the relationship hasn't progressed, and that person is not emotionally ready. They can spite you. They can spite you. There are people who have filed sexual harassment claims against people just by touching them, somebody touching them on their hand and saying, hi, how are you? I know of situations that persons, a male coworker gave a female coworker a genuine compliment. That dress looks lovely on you. And that person claims sexual harassment. So you need to be very, and I'm not making this stuff up, this is true, these are true stories. And so these are things that you have to be very, very mindful of, because if the emotional makeup of that person is not mature, or if that person has another agenda and you for some reason you decide no, and there are text messages, there are videos or whatever, what have you, persons have seen you out, you may be helping them build a case against you for a sexual harassment case against you. The other thing with sexual harassment to note is, and a lot of people don't realize this, is that it doesn't have to be direct. I could be a bystander, like I could be an observer, and I perceive, for example, 2 persons at work maybe making out in a hallway somewhere or touching each other or whatever reason, and I decide, you know, I feel offended. You can get in trouble for that as well. So these are just some things to note if you so choose to get involved with somebody on your job romantically. The third type of entanglement that can happen is your reputation. And this is important because if you've built your reputation, you've built a great career, all that can get dashed away by you choosing to get involved with somebody at work and not managing it well. I think the key here for you to understand is managing it well, right? And this can happen if you're a senior leader. If you're a senior leader, you choose to get involved with somebody that you supervise, yeah. That the other team members can decide, well, you're showing favoritism, okay? And sometimes that is hard to manage, okay? Your team morale may go down because of that, because you're showing this person favoritism, or maybe you're not, but the perception, because people know what's going on, the perception is that, you know, this person is being treated differently, and you do not want that, especially as a senior leader and in a critical position, okay? Now, for females, you can be perceived as sleeping your way to the top, you know, depending on how this is managed. So you have to be careful. These are just some situations that can happen from getting involved. Your reputation is really, really key, especially if you're growing your career, especially if you're you know what you want, and you're in certain positions, and you've seen stuff in the news, and so that you know that this is so. And so these are just 3 ways in which If you choose to get romantically involved or date someone at work, your career can be entangled. Now, I don't want to rain on anybody's parade. I am not saying that life doesn't happen and you're not going, and genuine connections can't be made, because there's evidence of that all over. What I am saying is, if you do choose to get involved with somebody at work, that you are very careful with the way you go about it. There's some companies that have policies about this. Some persons, especially if you're in a senior leadership role, you cannot manage, you cannot supervise that person. There's some companies that somebody will have to leave the company. It's that serious, right? And so before you get involved, before the relationship gets very hot and heavy, you want to take extra precautions. So these are just some things. All right. And so I really hope that you've enjoyed this. Please share it with someone that may benefit from it. And if you'd love to be coached by me, send me an email at hellowaveney@thepeople'sbrand.com, or go to my Facebook and Instagram. There's a book now button and book now. All right, so I'll speak to you next week on another Wavelength Wednesdays. Bye.